So on this bike we have only this thing as the pedal. The thing is after a while, because I don't have the matching shoes, these two pieces started to hurt my feet. So my idea was originally, drill in two holes here and then tied it down, through the hole. But I couldn't find the ties, so I'm just gonna for one day tape it around. So I'll show you how to do this, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I bike really slowly, so it should probably be okay for a day. I wouldn't recommend this for long term, okay? So these are obviously the materials. Let's see if it's gonna last for a day. Alright, it turns out to be like this. So I wanted to get the tape across the holes here. I think it's just too difficult, so I ended up just using brute force to loop it around here and then a few loops this way and that way. So it's pretty stable, but a problem is it always flips around, so it will be difficult on the roll, right? I need to always try to flip it over. Alright, I have only two of this. This is from Japanese fish cake. They used to put fish cake on top of this and they sold it this way. So I happen to have two, so I'll do it on the other side and then off we go. Alright, now both sides have been done. See? The same design. It's just unfortunately it's gonna flip. I think unless we have a counterweight on this the other side, right? So it's gonna flip over. The counterweight would need to be heavier than this, which is probably easy to find. Anyhow, I'm gonna write on I'm gonna write on this for 10 miles today, and then I'll give you an update. Alright, 5 miles in. It seems we're still rock and roll. We're still talking, So I'll keep it going for another 5 miles and let you know. And once you get used to it, you use your feet to flip this over and you step on this. So if you get used to it, you might not even need to counter this. But I think it's still gonna be easier if we put a counterweight here, so it's always like this. Shouldn't be hard. Just find another board, a larger, heavier board, and then put it here so it flips over. Alright, I'll give you an update once I get home. Alright, so I just rode the bike home, and you see, it's still intact. And it felt like a quality of life. Man, I should have done this. Alright, so it works. Now, to avoid, to help it a little bit so it doesn't flip over, I'm gonna install some counter in the back. I'm gonna just tape this on. Alright, so as you can see, the idea is very simple. It flips over, so you need something on the other side to counter it. And the cardboard here is not heavy enough, so it still flips, But if you get into this position, it's not gonna move anymore. So that's just what it is. And if you want, just add more weight. Obviously the wood is a little bit more dense than the cardboard, so it still flips, but you get the idea. And another thing that's pretty important is the wood, the grain goes this way, so it's like several sticks glued together this way, right? So it's really solid. You can put your foot on this. However, if the grain goes this way, so it's kind of like wood glued together this way, then once you step on it, it might just snap in between. So make sure the wood grain goes this way, along your foot sole. Alright, this is it. It's definitely pretty rough, the implementation, but it's something you can continue to develop on.